Assalamualaikum. Welcome to a brand new video. In today's video I want to show you Codex Vaticanus, and here we have the Novum Testamentum Graeci. This is the 28th edition of the Nestle Aland text. This is the critical edition of the Greek New Testament, and here we have a facsimile of one of the best attested to manuscripts of the Greek Testament, and this is Codex Vaticanus Bible, and this is the Gospel. From time to time I would check my camera angle here so you can see. So what we're going to do today is we're going to attempt to read Codex Vaticanus. Now, I've been trying to read ancient Greek manuscript because that is something that I'm interested in. I'm very interested in textual criticism, and the first thing to do is to read not only just Greek, because Greek like this is using modern font, it's so much easier to read, but to read Codex Vaticanus in its original font as prepared by the scribes who actually wrote Codex Vaticanus like this. So this is very difficult to read. It is written in majuscule manuscript, which basically means in bold letters. You can say that in capital letters. And if you look at the modern Greek font that we have here in the Nestle Aland, right, it has capitals and it also have small letters, and so it's much easier to read compared to, and you have spaces. You can see you have spacing in between the words. So Biblios Genesios Iso Christo Iu David Iu Avram. Okay, the book of Genesis of Jesus Christ, son of David, son of Abraham. Now, I've been referring to the Nestle Aland in trying to decipher this text, but there are people out there, seasoned Greek student and ancient manuscript reader, they can basically just fire away all this. But for me, I'm not there yet, so I do need some reference from the Nestle Aland here. But we're gonna try. My Greek is not that good, it's workable, so I'm gonna try and translate as well what I read here. Okay, so we have here Biblios Genesios. Not sure if you can see. We have Biblios Genesios and Biblios. Oh, I just moved the angle. So Biblios. This is the break. Biblios Genesios. Right, and so Biblos means book, Genesios means genealogy. Okay, and if you see here, Iu Christu. Now, if you look at the Nestle Aland, it is spelled okay, Isu Christu. But if you look at a lot of the ancient codices or codex, they have a short form for Jesus Christ, which is marked by these four letters, Isu Christu. Right? The Nestle Aland has it spelled. Okay, Isu here, Isu Christu. Right, and so here we have Iu David. The David here meaning son of David. Iu, again different in spelling because this is capital letters. This is Uyu, and David here is a different spelling. Here we have David, but the Greek here put David. That is how you pronounce it. So David, actually David. And here you have an extra letter. Right, so here David with an extra iota there. And here, sorry, not iota, what is this? Okay, so we have David, okay, with the extra eta there. This, right? So Biblios Genesios Iesu Christu, book of Genesis, or book of the beginning of Jesus Christ. Iu David, son of David. Uiu Avram, son of Abraham. So here we have Abraham here, Avraham. Okay, and this is Uiu Avraham. Right, so that is 1:1, and it is correct. So basically, the Vaticanus, apart from the extra eta there, I forgot what is this alphabet called. Yeah, apart from that extra alphabet, pretty much we have similar text in terms of its meaning. So we have here the Nestle Aland conform to Vaticanus, right? Why Nestle Aland conform to Vaticanus? Because Vaticanus is actually an earlier text than the Nestle Aland, because Nestle Aland is an eclectic text, meaning it is made out of different manuscripts that scholars deem to date to the earlier century and much closer to the original, right? Now we move on to 1:2. So if we look here, Abraham egenesen ton Isaac. Okay, Abraham begets or fathered Isaac, right? Now I should highlight here ton Isaac. Ton here is a definite article, and you can also find here Abraham egenesen ton. This is here, right? I do not want to make a mark, so you can see here ton. Sometimes at the end of a line it will be like this, or it will spell out, as you can see much later on. I will show you. Okay, for example here, right, ton. And so this is again common in ancient manuscripts of the Greek Testament. So Abraham fathered, I think begets, or beget actually. Beget is a much better translation, but again, we'll use fathered just to be polite. Abraham fathered the Isaac, okay, ton Isaac, the Isaac. So Abraham fathered the Isaac. So in English that's the literal translation, but Abraham fathered Isaac, because in English we don't use definite article before a pronoun or a noun, right? So Abraham begets Isaac, and Isaac de egenesen. So Isaac the begotten or the fathered, right, if you literally translate that, but we don't need for that. So Isaac fathered the Yaakov, the Jacob. So Isaac fathered Jacob, basically. Yaakov here, de egenesen, begot. So Jacob begot the, we don't need again, okay, we don't need the definite article, okay, Judah. And so Jacob begot Judah, okay, Judan, sorry. And okay, so Jacob begot Judan, and we have here, and so where am I? So Jacob begot Judan. So Yakov egenesen ton Yudan kai tous, and kai tous is the brothers, because we have here, this is the article fixed to adelphos, which is brothers of us. Adelphos, okay. Autos, okay, the brother of us. So Jacob begot Yudan and the brothers of us, okay. And then Judas de egenesen ton Phares. So Judas fathered Phares, okay. And Zara, Kai here, which is the N, Kai is N, and ton Zara, Zare, sorry, and Zare, or Zara, you can translate as Zara. And Thamar, okay. And by Thamar, so Judas fathered Phares, okay, and Zara by Thamar. Ektes here, Ektes by the Tamar, right? And Phares egenesen here, Phares de egenesen ton Hezron, okay. And the reason why I know this is Hezron and not Esrom is because we have here, right, in 1:3, Judas de egenesen ton Phares kai ton Zara ektes Thama, okay. Zara by Thama. Phares de egenesen ton Hezrom, okay. And so which is why we refer, so we know how to read it correctly, right? Egenesen ton Hezrom, here we are. And Hezrom de egenesen ton Aram, and Hezrom fathered Aram. And then Aram de egenesen, so Aram fathered, okay, Amminadab. So this is consistent. Amminadab here, right? And Amminadab fathered ton Nason. So Amminadab fathered Nason. So Amminadab egenesen de egenesen ton Nason. So Amminadab fathered Nason, or Nason. I don't know how you translate it in English. Nason, I guess you can translate Nason fathered Nason de egenesen, okay. Here we have a continuation here, de egenesen, which is here, ton Salmon, okay. So we here, okay, Nason de egenesen ton Salmon. This is not Solomon, okay, this is Salmon. And then number 5 here, Salmon de egenesen ton Boaz ektes Rahab. So Salmon is here, de egenesen, okay. Again, when you can't fit, most scribes, when they can't fit a word, they will just draw a dash here. So egenesen supposed to be here at the end, but you just use a dash here. Ton Boaz, okay. Ektes by Rahab, okay. Ektes mean by the Rahab. Ek here means by tes Rahab, okay. You can say Rahab or Rahab or Rahab, okay. And Boaz de egenesen, And then Boaz fathered Egenesen ton fathered the, again this is a definite article. They have a line here because scribes in the past, people who read Koine Greek in the past, they know that what the next alphabet will be, so they just draw a dash. And then so Boaz the Egenesen ton how to pronounce this? Genes Boaz the Egenesen ton Juvet. Okay, Egenesen ton Namblos. Where am I? Rahab here. Boaz the Egenesen ton Juvet. Okay, Juvet here. I'll just draw a line for you. Juvet by the Ektes. By the, this is difficult. Okay, by the roof. Okay, I guess that's roof, right? Roof. Okay, and then Juvet begot or fathered Esai. I guess that's correct. Right here we have Esai. Right, so we're almost there. We're gonna read one page here. So 1:6. Esai the Egenesen ton Esai the Egenesen ton David ton Vasaleia. Okay, so David the king. So Esai or Jesse begets David. Okay, David ton Vasaleia. Vasaleia here king. So ton Vasaleia meaning David the king. So Esai fathered David the king. Right. So here the Codex Vaticanus, the author here, or not the author, the scribe here, is saying that this is David the king, right? The famous Israelite king. And so once the scribe put David the king, or meaning the readers know that this is not just ordinary David, but David the king. Okay, so ton David ton Vasaleia. Okay, and so Vasaleia here, I'll just make a mark, is king. And so David fathered the Egenesen. Again, there is definite article, Egenesen. So Egenesen, Solomon. David fathered Solomon. Okay, Ektes by the Tou. David fathered Solomon. Ektes to Urio. Okay, by Oriu. Okay, to Urio by a person named Urio. Okay, and then Solomon. By the way, here I should point out that ton Solomona, right, by the to Urio. To here is the article, to Urio, okay, by a person named Urio. And so Solomon here now, the spelling here is now changed. Solomon. Here we have Solomona. Now we have Solomon. Okay, Solomon. Fathered the Egenesen. Right? So the peculiarity is that sometimes we have the Egenesen like this, right, whereby it ends here with a small, and then at sometimes we have Egenesen ending it continues. There here split Egenesen ton the Rovoam. Okay, by Rovoam. I don't know who this person is. Rovoam. Here we have here Rovoam as well. Rovoam, right? Ton Rovoam. And then Rovoam fathered Avia. So Rovoam fathered Avia. Avia fathered Asaph. So you can see here the article here, Ton Asaph. So there's a lot of inconsistency here, but that is what makes reading ancient manuscript very, very interesting than reading the Nestle Aland. Because you read the Nestle Aland, like you can see here, like there's nothing special here. If you remove all these marginal notes and variant readings down here, all you are left with this text, right? I don't know, it's much more beautiful. It is a different experience to read the text in majuscule, without the spacing, right? Well, without the spacing, you might think that, oh look, there's a lot of space here, right? It's a lot of space here, but it doesn't actually show. It is not what it is, right? Because you have words here that Amenadaf de Agenesen. So in this word here, in this verse here, in this line here, you have Amenadaf, which is a noun. You have the definite article the, and you have the verb Agenesen, which continues here. So Amenadaf, the fathered, Ton, the again, Nason, another noun here. And so it's very different from reading English. When I first started learning Greek, it's very confusing, and it is still very confusing, but it is very, very interesting. But obviously I cannot read this without referencing from the Nestle Aland. Now the Vaticanus, the text of Vaticanus, differ if you follow line by line Nestle Aland. At some point of time you will get to the place where it doesn't match, right? And also if you see the Nestle Aland, you have all this in brackets, right? Which means that the scholars who compiled this don't believe that this is actually the text, right? So we're going to continue here. So Ton Rovoam, the Rovoam fathered Avia fathered Asaph. Okay, Asaph fathered Yosaphat. Okay, so Asaph, de, again another article, Agenesen, fathered or beget the Yosaphat. Okay, in English I'm not sure, I need to see the translation here, but most probably this is called Yosaphat. I don't know what's the English equivalent. So Yosaphat beget or fathered, okay, Yoram. Yeah, Yosaphat fathered Yoram. Okay, Yoram fathered Ozian. Okay, Yoram fathered Ozian. Hopefully I'm correct here. Ozian. Yeah, so Yoram fathered Ozian. Alright, in the next or in the future video we're gonna read 1:19 here, and then after a while it'll be, we'll probably I'm not sure if this is boring, right? Perhaps I'll try to make it more educational, but yeah. So ladies and gentlemen, if you want to start reading Koine Greek, this is what we call Koine Greek, and here is the modern Greek up to the 15th century. So what we've just read here, right, is a text that was produced in the middle of the 4th century of the Common Era. So we've basically just read a very, very ancient text, right, of 1600 years ago. And if you look at the Nestle Aland here from 1:1 to 1:8 they've just read, the text is similar. But however, if we go to Gospel of Mark here, kata Markon, okay, so we're gonna see here kata Markon. Okay, arche to Evangeliu Isu Christo Io Theo. Okay, the beginning of the book of Jesus Christ, Io Theo, the Son of God. So we're gonna see here, Io Theo here is in brackets, meaning if you read the notes, bracket basically means that the scholars don't believe that this is actually the text, the original text. So we'll stay at Matheon, Markon, kata Markon, we'll see here. Almost there. Okay. The final script, if you are familiar with manuscript of the Greek Testament, you always have the end script here, right? And so if you look here, okay, this kata Matheon, but actually the title is at the back. Okay, because Mark, this is Mark, archi tou Evangeliu, okay, Isu, again you find here again the same in Matthew here, Isu Christu, okay, this Isu Christu, it should be like this, I can't write Greek, right? Isu Christu, Jesus Christ basically. So archi to Evangeliu Isu Christu, okay, EU, here we have EU Theou, right? Okay, Kathos Gegraptai, a voice in the wilderness, right, of Hosea to Prophete, of Isaiah the prophet. Okay, Kathos Gegraptai ento, okay, Hosea to Hosea, so it is spelled as prophete. Okay, again we will get to Mark again. So Io Theo here is actually not, but it is scholars don't believe that Io Theo is actually the original, and that it has been added later on, and we found it even in Codex Vaticanus here, Io Theo, right? And so this is a great textual variant because it is found in our so-called Westcott and Hort Western non-interpolation, or in Westcott and Hort neutral text, right? So scholars don't believe in the neutral text. Basically, if you are familiar with textual criticism of the 19th century, Westcott and Hort, they have a third category called the neutral text, which is the Western non-interpolation, right? Vaticanus is believed to be from the Western text, and Sinaiticus, Codex Sinaiticus, which is another ancient manuscript, right, which I don't have a copy, but perhaps I could print Sinaiticus and we can read it together actually, if this video is interesting. If not, it's a very boring video. But we have here, so people have been questioning, the evangelists have been questioning, look, you believe that Sinaiticus and Vaticanus, okay, are the two most ancient manuscript, complete manuscript, although Vaticanus is no longer complete. Okay, Vaticanus, a lot have been preserved from the Septuagint part, the Hebrew Bible, but when it comes to the New Testament, a lot has not been preserved, unfortunately. Right? It's just like P66, which is the Gospel of John. The first half of the Gospel of John has been preserved quite okay, but the last portion, the second half of the Gospel of John, has not been preserved. And these are the manuscripts which date to around the year 200 of the Common Era. But going back to Vaticanus and Sinaiticus, so people question, look, you are just picking and choosing here. You adopt the text of Vaticanus in some other passages, but you say that this is actually an interpolation, a later addition, whereas one of our strongest, best attested to manuscripts, Codex Vaticanus, contain this verse, Eo Theo, Son of God. Okay, so how can you say that Eo Theo here, which is found in the 4th century manuscript, and how dare you say that this is an interpolation? This is what the critics have been saying. They're very loud online, right? But we don't always rely on, because this is an eclectic text. Okay, eclectic text basically means you take and here and there, here and there, here and there, with methods, not just anyhow picking and choosing, but you actually have the methods that you use: intrinsic probability, external attestation, right? And so scholars, having studied this, Katamarkon, believe that Eo Theo is actually a harmonization, right? And Western texts, Western manuscripts are common or prone to harmonization, and Vaticanus is a Western text, and so most probably scribes have actually harmonized this with the other parts of the gospel, right? So yeah, just for the sake of this video, we're gonna turn to John 1:1. Okay, so we have here en archi, okay, en ha, this is definite article, logos, the word. In the beginning was the word, kai, en ha logos, and the word, en proston theon, okay, and the word was with God, okay, ton theon, okay. So there's a lot of shorthand here, and so those people who read the ancient manuscript, they know that this is theon, right, which is God. Ton theon, the definite article, the God, okay, was with God, and proston theon, right, okay. Kai theos, again, kai theos, the word of the theta and sigma, theos here, and ha logos, okay, was with God, was God actually, and ha logos was with was the God, okay. And so again, very interesting bits and pieces we can read, right? So if we go to 17:3, which is one of my favorite verse, okay, 17:3. Perhaps we'll leave 17:3 to a different part here, but let's just see here. I need the Nestle Alan. kata Yohanan, the Gospel of John. So 17:3-15. Okay, autedestin he aionios. Okay, and this is eternal life. And this is eternal life, that they may know you, the only true God. Right, so okay, okay, kinos kosin deton monon alethenon. Okay, monon alethenon, the only true God, or God that is one. Okay, theon, and apestelas ison, and basically apestelas ison is like somebody that God has sent, and in this case here is Jesus. Okay, okay, perhaps we can actually look at this. We'll do a study of 17:3 here. We'll probably look at some of the grammar here. Perhaps this could perhaps be an interesting video next. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I draw this video to a close. Here we have just read the first page of Codex Vaticanus, and if you actually have looked at Codex Vaticanus as a whole, you know that it is actually in 3 columns. Sinaiticus is in 4 columns. Right, so basically we have just read 1 column of Codex Vaticanus, and we're going to continue reading here. And yeah, and so if you find any mistakes in whatever I've just read, please correct them in the comments. If you find any peculiarity in whatever it is, just let me know so that I can actually improve. Anyway, I'll see you guys in my next video. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.